Listing your home on Zillow or the MLS is not a marketing strategy. Call me so we can discuss a plan that gets results.
Welcome to Nana Talk, where voices unite and the community rise. This is a space where we empower community people, one talk at a time, from real conversations around the block. Today we have Gasline Dessources,
Yes, sir. How
the
are
owner
you?
of Lavish Touch and Spa.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How you doing, my dear sister?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So not long ago, I had your sister on the show.
Right. Yes, you did.
And I was saying, I told her, I was teasing her, I said, you know what? Oh, man, I thought I was getting your sister on the show before you. She said, Mr. Leroy, stop playing with me.
Either way,
Either way, right,
yes,
that's right.
That's a blessing.
So how's everything going?
It's going, Mr. Leroy. I'm
Good.
just grateful to be in this space as a business owner, something I always wanted to do as a little girl.
Mhm.
I realize it comes from a family background from Haiti, my parents, and it's just doing hair was something that I just loved doing as a little girl, but didn't think it would be a career.
It came natural.
It came natural.
Now look now. See that?
Yes.
You thought it in existence.
There you go.
Right?
Mhm.
So your thinking power and your words are powerful. So let's start off by telling the listening audience a little bit about yourself. Your background, you Haitian American.
Haitian.
Your family come from Haiti.
Yes.
Okay, so when your parents moved here from Haiti,
They had me in 81,
okay,
to be exact. And then as time progressed, they decided to have my sister
Mhm.
11 months later. So we're
Okay.
considered Irish twins.
Okay.
Grew up in Little Haiti and then North Miami.
Mhm.
And then for the summer, I would always find myself coming down south to my uncle's house
Okay.
because Sabine was more of the in-house person.
Mhm.
I was more outdoor. So I would
Mhm.
always be at my aunt's and uncle's house for the summer and spend time with them in the South Miami Heights area.
Okay. So you got a little more connected to the South Miami Heights area than North Miami, Little Haiti?
Yeah.
You liked it traveling down there and spending time down there
With my family.
with your
yes.
uncle and your aunt?
Yes.
Okay, so that's good. So in your family, how many siblings you have? Is
It's
it just you
me
and your sister?
Yeah.
Oh wow. And
Mhm.
y'all like 11 months apart.
11 months apart. You could call us cats and dogs
Right,
sometimes.
right.
Like we have our debates. You guys love listening to us like bicker with one another. But at the end of the day, we still love each other.
I know that. I know. I
Yes.
see it.
Yeah.
Like almost all the time I see y'all together.
Yeah.
But let me tell you what I'm most proud of, both of y'all. I don't think it's a sister couple
Mm-hmm.
that I know of in Dade County that do things more as relates to business entrepreneurship stuff.
Right.
Like every time something come out for small businesses, you can bet
Yes.
whatever you want.
Yes.
You and your sister
Yes.
gonna be on the spot,
Most definitely.
right?
Yes.
So like I'm extremely proud of y'all with that, because a lot of small businesses, when they start, they just think about coming up with the money, finding a space, getting a product or services together,
Right.
and going in business.
Right.
They don't find the time that they actually need to learn
That's
about
the
their
key.
business,
Correct.
right? They don't
Yes.
spend the time in learning that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's one thing I could say about you and your sister. Like without a doubt, whenever I'm involved or on a Zoom and it got something to do with business training, y'all gonna be there.
Definitely.
Y'all probably got an award from every service provider that deal with businesses in Dade County.
Yes, all the cohorts you can think of, to where I said I am cohort out. But
Right.
even though I say that,
Mhm.
I find myself still
Doing more.
attending more because, I mean, the world is evolving. You got AI being included, and there's just so many changes happening here in Miami itself. So you want to stay in the know. And
Mhm.
for me and my business, my sister or whatever, we can get the emails. You going to this? We send each other the emails and keep each other up to date with what's going on in the community. But it all started, honestly, with Nana, with Miss
Oh, thank you.
Marlene.
Thank
2017 to be exact. 2017.
In the
2
Goose
years.
office.
In the Goose
So
office.
tell me about that experience about Miss Marlene.
It was amazing. So I was connected to Miss Marlene through a young lady named Samantha who does cakes. And Samantha would always come to the flea market. That's where I started off at the U.S. One Discount Mall in Perrine. And she said, you know, you always speaking life into me. I want to introduce you to somebody. And she introduced me to Miss Marlene. And it's been rocking and rolling since. She gave me a notebook I should have brought here with me to show you. It started off with that notebook. And she was like, keep everything organized. So whenever there's an event or an opportunity, you have your paperwork in order. And from then on, and she also said, you want to know your SWOT analysis. So for me, I just started going from there. But then after COVID is when it really took off. Because at one point I wasn't able to go to Miss Marlene's office as I wanted to. And she was always busy. People stayed coming up in there. But one thing she going to do is dedicate her time to you. And when I got back in, she was like, you know, everybody's getting this and everybody's getting that, but you. We need to fix that. And from there, going to the different events, and then Miami-Dade Chamber, that was another thing. When we opened back up, I was going to every event. They connected with SBDC, FIU. I started going to those events. And it's like the more we was learning, certain things it was like new to me. So I would have to take another class with another entity. And that's what helped me. But like you mentioned, back to what you said about funding, I didn't want to get no loan. I didn't care for no grant or anything until I understood that back office. And once I understood that, I was ready to go to where I even said, I'm ready to get my own space. That's a little challenging. I'm not going to lie. But I used to always say, oh, opening and operating a business, it's easy. It's nothing. So you start learning that back office and trying to master and understand them numbers. Yeah.
So Miss Lee, Miss Lee worked for Nana probably about 15, 16 years. And I want to say she was the first employee that we had in the Goose Resource Center. That's when we was on 211th Street in US 1.
Right. Not 211. I want to say 220 or something
220,
like that. Yeah.
221.
Yeah, 221.
Right. 221 in US 1. And so Commissioner Moss and
at the time, yes.
Right. Former Commissioner Moss, District 9, and the Goose Community Advisory Agency.
Yes.
The quasi-government department. They came together and gave us our first award in the South End. And that's how we was able to open up that center in Goose. And Miss Lee was the first employee. And I tell you, man, like, I promise you, at one point, like, that center was getting so much attraction.
Yes.
It was like doubling what our other centers was doing. Because at that time, we had 2 other centers.
Right.
And man, like, it wasn't a minute you couldn't get in that space and it wasn't crowded with people.
Yeah, my God.
Yeah. And so then we moved over on 216 now, where we at. And
correct.
Yeah. Miss Lee recently retired, you know.
We're gonna do something for her.
Yeah, we need to work on something. We talked about that.
We did. We got to do something for her.
Yeah. So I've been trying to get her to come back at least part-time. You know, unfortunately, her husband passed away.
Correct.
And so she was dealing with that for a few years with him. And I think she's getting a little bored now. I think she is.
Bring her back.
But Miss Lee gonna find something to do.
She is.
So I've been talking to her, trying to get her to come back at least part-time. Because, like, she's the type of person that has to stay busy.
Yeah.
Right? And so with that, and with trying to fill some space, you know, of her time to keep her focused, you know, I've been having some conversation about her coming back. And we need to do something real big for her.
Real big. We got to. Epic. Like, epic. Gala something. She deserve it. Cause
she deserve it, huh?
She helped a lot of businesses like myself. And I'm just, like, truly amazed and grateful for everything that came my way, just, you know, being acquainted to her. And I look at her like, this is my business bestie in my back pocket. You feel me? If I needed assistance, guidance, whatever, I would just reach out to her. And she always had the answer to the problem. You know, she always was a problem solver. And I recently spoke to Miss Mallory, and I
Right.
said, you know, you're like the Miss Marlene in the Richmond Heights area.
Wow.
And I appreciate you.
Good.
Yes, I did.
So you know when that first, I want to say it was the first Walmart to come down south, right off of US 1 in Goulds.
Yes.
Mr. Demps, Mr. Forbes, and Miss Marlene worked out something with the Walmart people, and the people was coming down to our office, filling out their applications and doing their interviews down there. So I think because of those three people with the relationship,
Yes.
And how involved they in the community, that a lot of people got hired at that Walmart because of them.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to shout Mr. Demps and his wife, Miss Enid,
Yes.
and Mr. Ken Forbes from the Rancher, working with Miss Lee. And they the ones who decided that, you know, our center need to be a part of that to make sure the people in that area get jobs. So that was a big thing, man. You know how big that was? That was huge when I think about it. You know, sometimes I think about certain places where I'm at and certain people I run into, it reminds me of things that I done that I forgot. So I probably forgotten 75% of the stuff that was great in the community because of Nana, you know. And so, and I want to thank you and your sister too for y'all support. You know, y'all always shouting us out. You know,
oh yeah, definitely. I'm grateful because when we started, we was actually in District 8 with Commissioner Danila at the time before she became a mayor.
Yeah.
And then by the time the flea market closed, I was then now in District 9 with Keone McGee,
right,
which is now the chairman. Go on, Keone. Yeah.
So so you talked about your family coming to Haiti. You talked about you spending a lot of time in Richmond Heights,
South Miami
Heights,
yes.
with your aunt and your uncle.
Yes.
How old you was around that time?
I was like 15, 16.
Okay, so
between 14 and 16.
So tell me about what sparked your curiosity about doing hair. So
as a little girl, I would have little cousins come over, and some of them, their hair probably was like half done or the edges. And I would say, instead of pulling the hair back, why not braid it straight down? And once I braid their hair, I kid you not, a week or two later, the hair starts to sprout out and started growing. And then I loved doing my own hair, even though me and my mom used to fuss, who told you to take your hair down? Da, 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 da. And I used to use the tub as a swimming pool because we wasn't really allowed to go outside. Now you see why I was always outside. Right. So I used the tub as a swimming pool. I would fill it up, take my hair down, and, you know, swim in the water or whatever. And then I would do my hair. As much as my mom would be upset, she couldn't really say much because I styled like an adult would.
Right.
And me and my sister used to bicker because, let me do your hair. And like, you going to braid too tight, because she was very tender-headed. And I'm like, no, I'm not. So eventually my mom would say, do her hair for school. So I never forget, we used to get magazines, especially my sister, because she was academic. So we get the teens magazine or whatever. So in my magazine, I'm reading through stuff, especially in the hair section, Conair. It was a curling iron. And Conair. Yeah, it's a brand. So I got the postcard. I'm in elementary now. And I filled it out. I said, look in yours. You should have the same thing because it's the same magazine. So we filled it out and it came in the mail. We got our stuff. And I started curling my hair. I would curl her hair.
Was that the hot comb that you put on the stove?
Not that. The curling is like
you old enough to remember the hot comb that you put on the stove?
Yeah, I still use that. You know that as my service to straighten hair. I still use it because it gives it a nice look, a nice sleek look, especially if someone getting a silk press. So I'll use the straightening comb and then the flat iron. And my mom really wasn't even a hair person like that.
She wasn't?
No, my grandma was. She was straightening our hair, but I was the hair person.
So when I was young, even the men used to get their hair straightened.
Yeah.
And plait.
Correct.
So straighten the hair, then they plait it up.
With that pomade.
Well, yeah, right.
Yes.
So I remember those days. So So now you're in your teens. So when you actually took the leap of faith and started your business, how long ago that been?
That was in 2020.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna say I started my business. I was working for someone in the flea market.
Okay.
I was walking through, and a young lady goes. Her name was Sharika Smith. She had Platinum Palace of Styles inside of the US One Discount Mall, and she goes, "When will you start?" And I was like, "What?" And she was like, "I like the way you plaited." I had did my daughter's aunt's hair. And she was like, "Yeah, I like the way you did those bobs. When would you start?" And I gave her my number, but she would call. I wouldn't answer or whatever. And then finally, I looked at myself and I was like, the path you going, is this it for you? No, because the family, they like partying and stuff. And this ain't really my lifestyle. So I eventually reached out to her she called me that Saturday and was like, "I'm busy. I'm
She had
swamped."
a booth in the flea market?
She had a booth.
Okay.
She had
and
two
you was
booths.
working for somebody else?
No, I wasn't working for nobody.
Okay.
I actually was at Publix, my first job after having my daughter. Actually second. And so she goes, "Can you come in? It's super busy." So I said, "Sure, I'll come in." And that one day I did 10 heads. And at the time I started off as a braider.
You braided 10 people's hair
10
in one day?
people's hair in one day. And she was like, "You coming tomorrow?" And I said, "I'm going to come tomorrow." That following week or so, we had them got close to where we started competing on who going to do the most hair for the day.
You and the lady who told you to
Sharika,
come?
yes.
Okay.
Her section was busy. Like the side that we were on when you come into the farthest right, we were busy. So people would come and I paid attention. She didn't move. I wasn't moving either, except when we needed to use the bathroom.
Right.
Not even for food,
So it was
whatever.
on, huh?
It was on.
But that was healthy, good competition, right? That was good,
yeah.
right?
We competed against each other, but we never argued or anything.
Right.
The only reason why I left her space was I noticed she was different from me. I don't do drama. So I went to another space after that. And that space didn't last because the person who was managing it didn't pay the rent. So then I went to another location and then another. But while I was in Sharika's space, the manager told me, he would always say to me, "Martin, never forget, you need to get your own." And there was a young lady, she was literally in her deathbed and said to Martin, if I was to give my space away, I would give it
to you,
Gasline, but Mika. They know me as Mika, so I would give it to Mika.
So you ain't never said
the name
your
Mika.
name Mika.
Okay, so that nickname came because my daughter's dad. I gave him an alias. I didn't really like Gasline.
Just get his man an alias.
I gave him an alias, but I was honest eventually, right? And he goes, "Oh no, I'm sticking to Mika." So even his family, they're like, "I'm sticking to Mika. That's it," And so that's how Mika started. They're like, "Girl, you Haitian. Where you get Mika from?" I would always have to explain myself. I would always have to explain. My parents didn't like that.
They ain't
but
like that, huh?
my sister would defend me and be like, "That's her stylist name." Most people when they be going to
they
in the street,
have a different name.
right?
Yeah, they got a nickname.
They got a nickname.
Okay.
So that's how that started.
So now you going from place to place, trying to find you a secure place. And so let's get back to the competition. So how many heads? You remember how many heads y'all did that day, and who won?
Sometimes it would be me, sometimes it would be her. Like it was like, or sometimes the same day we probably did the same head.
That was good, right?
It was great.
So it's a place in unincorporated Dade. I think you can get to it from 95th Street.
Okay.
And it's about 29th or 30th Avenue. I kid you not. It's 4 corner stores. It's a corner store on each corner. And why I'm saying that is because competition is healthy.
It is.
Imagine it's 4 stores in the same block. And it ain't no apartment buildings. It ain't no high rises. It's just all single family homes and duplexes.
All right.
And all 4 of them is surviving.
because they know how to balance each other. They know how to not be jealous of one another.
Right.
They're picking each other up, lifting each other up. And that's what we did there at that space.
what
Like
y'all did,
we didn't compete. We didn't argue, none of that. If she's busy, we'll say, have a seat. One of us will be with
Take
you.
care of
And that's how I knew how to be. And of course, even just the background from my parents, I never seen them argue with friends, anything. To this day, they still have the same friends from when we were little. Yes, the same friends. And my mom, she's like a giver. So we learned how to be givers. And I think that's where it comes from, even in business. I don't mind sharing the information to another business owner to help them scale and grow. Even if they outdo me, so what? And then it makes me feel good to know I helped you get to the next level. Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And that is good. So now COVID come. Did COVID set you back?
No, sir.
What COVID did?
It blessed me.
COVID was a blessing.
It was a blessing. But before COVID, how I wound up getting my own space in the flea market, after, going from space to space, 4 different spaces, I want to say, the last one, I knew my time was up. God come to speaking to you. And God said, you don't belong here anymore. You need to get your own space. And I would always question, like, where would I go, And if I do it in the flea market, I always knew where. So when the lady told me today's your last day, that's when my journey, 2015, February to be exact, I started Lavish Touches Hair and Spa. And spa came because my sister's in the massage industry, but we never collaborated yet. I'm still waiting on that opportunity to come.
For you and your sister to do something together?
To do it together, like to be one entity, even have, whether it's in a commercial building where it's upstairs, downstairs, something. But that's always been the vision. We always want to have a plaza where it has grocery store, and we own it though. That's the difference. But I even took classes with North Miami CRA at the time. What was her name? Oh my gosh, start with an M, but she left. She's no longer with North Miami CRA. It's a guy there. I can't remember his name either. But we took a commercial class. That's how determined I was to want to learn about that industry. So when that door opens, I have the opportunity to own.
So have you ever traveled to like Atlanta or any of the other major cities where they had a hair competitions? You ever participate in one of those? Would you like to do that?
I would love to do that.
Yeah.
That's actually the goal to do moving forward. And someone that's in the chamber with me, he's a guy, his name is Shinadu. He says to me, China, because he's always traveling overseas. And he's like, they have an event coming up. So I'm praying to God I could go in October. That'll be my first one.
So why don't you look up, maybe Google to see when the next one is in Atlanta?
Okay.
Because my understanding, a lot of the sisters that go there, they go there to learn new styles.
Right.
Because, everybody coming there showing their technique and what they could do. And when they leave, I'm understanding, they leave there bringing something back that most people haven't seen.
Value. Yes.
Yeah, that's value because they're coming from all over the world.
That's definitely the goal. Like it's time to change my surrounding, my environment, even with networking. Like I've been finding myself looking for women that suffers from hair loss, alopecia. That's another thing I do. I make custom wigs for women, whether they lack time or suffer from alopecia. The goal is to find people, whether cancer. I tried to connect with Jackson, Miami-Dade County Public School, but they don't buy wigs, unfortunately. So I'm just trying to figure my way out. I know the government, they do. It's just more researching, and I am in a program with NMSDC, the National Diversity Program, and I've been hearing a lot of good stuff. So one day, I will finally have a contract.
So some of the organizations you have partnered with and took either cohort training with or some kind of class or even some small financial help is like Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Eric Knowles, right?
Yes.
MD,
yes.
Mr. Bill Diggs.
Yes.
Right?
Latoya.
Yes, Latoya. Of course, Nana.
Yes.
And our Accelerate South Dade
Correct.
office.
Mr. Danilo at
Yeah,
the time.
Mr. Danilo, right?
Yes,
That
yes.
dude bad, ain't
Oh, he was, oh my gosh,
know.
amazing. Every Friday we would get on Zoom
he?
to make sure we get the necessary resources, the connections, even with not MD, Miami-Dade Chamber. Every Tuesday, and at one point it was every single day, Mr. Danilo too. And then they realized, okay, we're back outside, so they got to minimize it. But the resources, the understanding, the knowledge of operating your business, yeah.
So what I'm happy to hear you say that I rarely hear small businesses say that. Earlier you said you weren't thinking about no loan, you weren't thinking about no grant. You was thinking about learning how to operate your business.
Yes.
How to scale.
Yes.
Right? How to do the backroom stuff.
Correct. And
right?
still am. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, like that's powerful. You know that? Because oftentimes when small businesses start up, they don't have that background. Somebody told them their collard greens are good, so now they think they can open a restaurant.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Things like that.
Yeah.
You know, and they don't put the time in.
No.
They get the money together and they go in business, and oftentimes they don't succeed.
But then some of them go in business and you don't really have a business because your business not even registered, but you telling me to follow I'm not following anything until you get that business registered.
So instead of them running it like a business, they run it like it's a hustle.
A hustle.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
So.
And it's like, no. So speaking of that, because I've been in so many different cohorts, different organizations, I decided, I spoke to my pastor. I go to church every Sunday.
Okay.
Mount Moriah Missionary Baptist Church in Perrine.
Okay.
And I said, Pastor, can I start at first I didn't know where my surrounding was there. But once I realized, how many businesses do we have? That's what I want to know
in the
first.
Church?
In the church.
Okay.
And if we have businesses, can I start a business ministry?
Okay.
It took a while because he made me think it was okay, but we never spoke about it. And then he goes, well, we can't move forward until you show me what it looks like. And I was like, Pastor, all this time, all you had to do was tell me to do a proposal. So when I said I lost sleep, I went and created that proposal,
right? Even
for 12 months to show what the activities, everything. And eventually, as of last year, November, he approved it.
Okay, that's good.
So I've been starting that at my church.
Okay, so you spearheading it?
Yes.
It's just you, or you got somebody else helping you?
It's just me, but I think I'm gonna bring on James Hawkins.
So you see some potential in there?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's not big, you know. I have a little crowd, but it's something.
Okay, a crowd,
and
you only need two people. That's what the Bible said.
Yeah,
2 or more, right?
2 or more.
Yeah.
And you sound like James. And so it's just to get the word out to let others know, especially down south, because they lack resources. We lack resources, you know, and to engage, because why we gotta always travel north? Why we can't bring some of the stuff south? So I never forget, the chamber got tired of hearing me say that, but eventually it was a couple. I don't know if you know Jessica Markins and Roy Markins. Okay. They have a business called Hip Rock Star, which is a marketing agency. Okay. They work with a lot of big businesses and firms. And they decided to start Miami-Dade Chamber South.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So before we out of time, would you like to share any information about your business? So in case anybody see this podcast, me and you throwing down, they might wanna throw some work your way?
Yeah, sure. If you're interested of any hairstyle, braiding, any business tips, custom glueless wigs, check me out. I am Gasline Dessources, Lavish Touches Hair, and Threaded by Lavish, located in the heart of Richmond Heights. I look forward to servicing you or giving you the knowledge you need to grow your business.
Any number you like to throw out there?
Yes, definitely. Okay. 786-234-9515. That's 786-234-9515.
Any social media web page?
Get me together. Look, he talking about he don't know stuff. Not stylist, at Lavish Touches Hair on Instagram and TikTok, as well as Threaded by Lavish on Instagram. And you can also find me on YouTube, Threaded by Lavish Hair.
So, my dear sister, I want to thank you for finding the time to stop by and spending 30 minutes with this.
It was 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
That was fast.
We got 13 seconds left.
Oh,
that went
Lord.
fast, didn't it?
We went, yeah. Wow.
So, Ms. Gasline Dessources.
Yes, sir.
I want to thank you so much. I just, again, want to echo how very proud I am of you. And if you continue to stay focused, I'm sure the sky's the limit for you.
Jesus.
Okay?
Thank you.
So until the next time, everybody stay fit, stay strong, stay prayed up, and stay loving each other. Thank you.